Hello and welcome to another episode of podcast here for WaygookinWay.com. WaygookinWay.com is my site where I talk about Korean and Korean American culture from the point of view of a non-Korean. So please check out my site, WaygookinWay.com. If you have any questions, you can always email me at contact@WaygookinWay.com. That's contact at WaygookinWay.com. So, in this episode, what I'm going to talk about briefly is something that sometimes bothers people, and that is older Koreans not necessarily being welcoming or engaging. And so, depending upon the culture you come from, you may be used to the fact that if you see an older person, you are to show them a lot of respect. And so you want to greet them, you want to welcome them. But sometimes, especially in Korean American culture, older Korean people don't necessarily engage or interact with you. And so some people take this to be very racist. Some people take this to be very rude. It just depends on how you view it. The biggest reason for this, honestly, isn't that people are racist, although there are some very racist older Korean people. But the biggest reason is that if you're not Korean, especially if it's a situation with Korean American people and they understand that you speak English better, they may be nervous to talk to you. And it could be for several reasons. The biggest reason that I found that some older Korean Americans don't want to necessarily talk is that they're afraid that their English isn't good. And so, even if you understand some Korean and they feel comfortable enough to try to talk to you in Korean, a number of older ones will just simply say, I can't speak English that well, and they'll apologize and they'll feel shy about it. For others, there is a serious fear of being misunderstood and possibly offending someone. So, the best example of that I could give you would be a story of a Korean teenager that got beat up in school. So, he's someone that moves to an area straight from Korea into the United States. He's nervous and shy because he doesn't speak much English, and it's his first day in school. He finds another Korean person who can actually speak Korean, so they're conversing. And so the student is trying to say, I just got here from Korea. Now, the expression that he used for I is the Korean expression 내가. Now, if you hear that said fast and you hear that the wrong way, it sounds like he said the N word. And so someone misunderstanding him, thinking that he was saying the N word, actually assaulted him. And so stories like that are sometimes common, and that'll cause people to want to shy away from people who are not Korean. So if that's a fear, and especially if you're somebody who's been in another country with another culture, another language, and you're afraid of insulting people or saying the wrong thing to make someone want to beat you up, then you kind of get where that's coming from, and you get that it's not a racial thing. So what can you do to help make people feel more comfortable? One of the biggest things I would say is just, if you can speak some Korean to the older people. Greet them in Korean, bow to them. It puts people at ease and it makes them feel more comfortable when you greet them in their own language. And so sometimes that doesn't happen, but if you just do that, then it could cause someone to open up to you. Or just take an interest in them. Sometimes people can speak English, they're just shy about it. But if you let them know that you do understand them or that their English really isn't bad and you help build their confidence, then they'll start expressing themselves more. And some older people have the approach that they want to speak English to you because they want you to correct any mistakes that they make. So don't be shy. about correcting mistakes, just do it in a polite way and you'll be sure to make a friend. The other thing, be involved in what they're doing. So the best tip I could give you, especially about Korean culture, since most cultures food is the general thing that brings people together, when you are seeing a bunch of people going to eat, don't just pair off with the younger people, go with the older people because they're going to teach you the more traditional way of how to eat a certain dish. They're going to help you prepare it properly and it's actually going to taste a lot better. And sometimes, I didn't hear this from me, but sometimes people will have sympathy for you that are older and they'll actually fix everything for you and make it a lot better than how the younger people will have it. So that's a very good tip for you. If you want to learn how to eat food properly, you want to know the best way to combine things so it's super tasty. Be around the older people. When the older people are doing stuff, help them out. So sometimes the older people feel like they have to serve fruit and coffee. Help them if they'll let you. Cut up the fruit, get dishes, serve coffee, serve tea. If they're putting up dishes, offer to help them. Let them know it's okay, that you want to help. And stuff like that helps break the ice and it makes it easier for you to converse with them in the future. So when you do have that happen to you, it's not a racist thing and they're not trying to hate you necessarily. It's just there's a guard up. And by the way that you act, you can bring that guard down and make things a lot better. So hopefully you understand that a little bit better and you have some tips on what you can do to get older people to open up to you because sometimes you'll find that they're more fun and they're funnier and they're better teachers of Korean than just the younger people. So I hope that helps you a lot. If you have any questions, again, email address is contact@WaygookinWay.com. Thank you to everyone who's been visiting the site. In the first 3 months of this year, I have as many viewers to the site as I had for the last 6 months of last year. So definitely a lot of people coming and we really appreciate that. By all means, follow me on social media. The links are in the description box. And please be sure to like and share this video. Also, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, remember that the best way to get rid of your nightmares is to live out your dreams. Thanks, and I'll talk to you later. Goodbye.